to distinguish themselves. Hey, Maddy! Maddy,
Hello.
Maddy, the hot sauce
Woo!
girl. Thank you for jumping on with me tonight. I love it. You got your signature red on.
Had to.
So please tell everybody about your business.
Sure. So, hi everybody. I'm Maddy. I'm the CEO and founder of Homestead's Hot Sauce. We're a healthy hot sauce company, and we founded ourselves on being all about all natural, no sugar added, diet inclusive products.
So I was mentioning as I was introducing you that the whole thing that attracted me when I saw you on Instagram was I talk about helping clients distinguish their brand image through being creative and showing their style. And let's face it, it's tough enough out there just in the Instagram. But for you, of course, you know, my husband is the hot sauce sensei. So that
Yes.
makes me a little more attuned to the hot sauce world as well. But I just loved that I was seeing all these creative photo shoots. So first off, for Homestead Hot Sauce, I have to ask, how did you get into the hot sauce game?
Well, I've always been a huge lover of hot sauce, so I'll just start with that. My whole life, like everywhere I traveled, hot sauce was my souvenir. And my husband was the same way, and it's definitely something that we connected over when we were dating. We were finding, the perfect hot sauce. But really, I've been in the food and beverage industry kind of my whole life, supporting myself through college and, living in New York City. I worked in restaurants. And so the culinary arts is something that's always been fascinating to me. But when I was pregnant, I did go on this kind of deep dive journey about everything that's going into our manufactured foods, which really led me to wanting to start my own thing. And of course, I chose hot sauce because I really love it. And I did find that there was a gap in the market for really healthy, simple hot sauces.
With great ingredients, because of course, I love hot sauce too. But again, I reached out to Maddy and was like engaging with her post because you are so fun. And I loved how you were bringing in snippets of your personality
Thank
through
you.
style. You were using, so what was your inspiration in terms of as you're working and you're growing this business? Because of course, I see you out there on many different platforms.
Yeah.
What made you bring in the elements of fashion? And was that how you saw yourself, just part of your brand, or did you have an inspiration?
Well, I would have to say that it's been an evolution and a learning process. Absolutely. When I started the business, I really didn't have all of this, branding knowledge that I have now. But what I did have was storytelling because my background is in the theater arts. So I grew up doing musicals and plays, dancing, costumes, makeup. And so for me, leaning into storytelling and branding really came naturally, even if I didn't have, the formal business education. But yeah, so it's really been an evolution of taking my two worlds and bringing them together so that people can really see my own personality shine through. And I think that has, stood out a little bit in the hot sauce industry. It's a little different.
It definitely has. And that's why I said I love that too, because I mean, there is a lot of creativity that you see people pour into their hot sauces. But when I'm out there at any of these festivals or something, you definitely are, your attention is being garnered by the visuals. So when I saw that you were utilizing the fashion, so please tell everybody, because I know what I loved, but Maddy wears these killer red boots. And of course,
Thank
pop on
you.
red tonight, and it pops, not just because of hot sauce, it's beautiful on you, but again, people think of colors for their brand, they think of what they want to identify for their labels, and you're in a male dominated industry. So one, I love when I meet other female entrepreneurs out there at the hot sauce festivals and markets, but I hear there's a
Yes.
story behind the red boots,
Yes.
and I would love to hear the story.
Yes, definitely. So I definitely think that the hot sauce industry is male dominated. I will agree with you there. And it is nice to see more women kind of like, I don't know, popping up in the spice industry and in the spice fam, as I call it, which is super cool. Um, so last year, let's rewind back to 2024. I was looking for ways to bring attention to homesteads and to my own personal brand. And one of those things that I did was audition for a TV show. And when I got it, I was going to be one of 100 contestants. So that in and of itself was super exciting. But I knew that I needed something to stand out. And of course, my business was going to help with that, but something visual. And as somebody who's a huge fan of the Hunger Games, I took this huge inspiration. Yes, from Katniss Everdeen, who goes into the games with her Mockingjay pin, and she uses it as this symbol of home so that people can recognize her when the games are happening. And so when I was going into my televised competition, I absolutely took inspiration from the Hunger Games. And so my red cowboy boots were my Mockingjay pin, so that when people are watching at home, they can spot me out of 100 in a crowd right away. The red boots, there she is
The
on
red
stage,
boots.
or, in a scene where they're just like, passing by everybody. That was my hope. So that's where like the red boots really started, was I knew I needed something that was going to make me stand out
That is so
and be
clever.
memorable.
And be memorable, but also just in getting to know you, I think it really suits your personality too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I
So,
think that with branding, it's really important to be authentic and true to yourself. So, I do try to find things that I genuinely love.
are there other things? So you mentioned theater and fashion.
Yeah.
How did you come up with, because I see some of you have great props, you're shooting in grocery stores. Where do you pull your ideas? You had I think you had a Dorothy dress on too.
Yes, yes. Kind
Where
of
do you,
Dorothy or Wizard of Oz
yeah, Wizard
inspired.
of Oz.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a great question. So I take a lot of inspiration from the musicals that I loved growing up, and Wizard of Oz was absolutely one of them. I was in it, actually. I was definitely in the tornado dance when I was 6 years old. And, with all of the Wicked buzz that was going on, I knew that it was a really great time to kind of piggyback on that pop culture moment. And I really did feel like Homestead's hot sauce really does tie into this kind of Kansas farm life aesthetic visually, and the red checkers and the blue checkers. Yeah, so I was very much inspired by, theater and the love of old movies that I have. And I wanted to tie that into the nostalgia of home cooked meals and this kind of home cooked comfort vibe that I want homesteads to evoke.
I love that home style comfort because it does come back to your business, but you obviously, any entrepreneur out there is going to have a vision for what direction they want to go in, but also how they want people to receive them. And what would you say to other female entrepreneurs that kind of, because I love that you're using color, but you're also using something with your personality and it ties back to your product, because again, that brand image
Yeah.
stays and is memorable and helps people link up to you. So again, for people, because how many years have you been doing this?
Well, I've been in theater my whole life, but really business just the last 3.5 years, basically.
With
And
Homestead Hot Sauce?
yeah, with homesteads, yeah, it's been, COVID happened, and really, just like a lot of other people in my life, kind of turned upside down, and I was looking for a way to kind of be my own boss and not rely on other people just in case another catastrophe happened. I'd be able to support myself through it. And so the idea for creating a business, really started with wanting to have security, and then it really turned into this, passion and search for creating something that I can really stand behind and believe in.
Yes. And that's, I love that, because you had your foundation that you wanted to build on,
Yeah.
which was the healthy hot sauce and the ingredients and nothing artificial, but you definitely ran with it with your brand. And so linking those components together is very smart because you were definitely memorable. So what would you say to other female entrepreneurs that are just getting started? And again, it's a lot of competition and it's about being memorable. So Do you have any advice that you would give other females, whether they're in the hot sauce business or any other type of business?
Yeah, I think that the piece of advice I have is like definitely across the board. It could work for any industry for business women. I would say find something that helps you stand out and makes you feel unique and beautiful and special, and wear it often enough that people associate that item with you, and so that it becomes this really memorable, almost like trademark signature look. And that's how you can kind of get people to remember you and your personal brand. And it doesn't have to necessarily be associated with your business, but if people are looking for something and they think of you, I think that is a really important thing in branding. And being the most memorable, or the person that someone thinks of right away, whether it's because it's of red boots or amazing red hair. I think that whatever the signature thing is, rock it, own it, lean into it, embrace it, and do it often enough that it becomes a signature and a mind share for people.
I like that, a mind share. I mean, that's why I call my series that I do on Tuesday nights, or as I refer to them as my fashion happy hour, Style
Yeah.
That Speaks, because style is incorporated in so many ways in our life that I
Yeah.
think on a personal level, people may take that for granted. But when you're in business, you have to make that all encompassing to make sure that you're anchoring. And that's what you're referring to, is creating something that people are anchoring to you, to your
Yeah.
mission and your business message. And for me, it's about empowering women so they turn the light on inside and giving them the tools
Yeah.
for that. So it is that anchoring that I do use Style That Speaks for this and other things. And I think that I'm sure you're really inspiring to
Thank
when you
you.
show up
Thank
to
you.
the marketplace. And so being that you do great props for your photo shoots too,
Yes. Thank
do,
you.
do you think that that's really helpful for when people are, because now obviously what I do is service related, and but if a lot of people have different products and they're on e-commerce, so what do you think garners you the most attention in advertising your business, in terms of, is it, you feel like you garner more when you're in person, or photo shoots, or where do you feel like you get the greatest response?
you know Nothing beats being in person with people live. The vendors at the farmers market always have a joke that like I'm like a Venus flytrap, because if people come within my orbit, they're not leaving my area without hot sauce. So definitely nothing beats live sales, and the boots really attract. That's like my signature thing, online and in person. At the markets, I am wearing my red boots. People recognize me. People call out to me like across the way, "Hey, Boots, like I saw your thing," and so yeah, like that definitely helps. It brings people in. It makes people feel like they know me, like they feel familiar enough to come up to me happily, ready to try products. And that has made things a lot easier, actually. It's made me more approachable.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you're definitely approachable because you have a great energy too.
Thank you
And I
so
think
much.
and I think that comes from, like you said, not only the theater, but um, do you feel like once you kind of found your groove, that's what gave you the confidence that
Oh,
you
yeah.
exude? Or
Definitely, definitely. I have to say, I went through a huge transformation. I'm postpartum. I have two beautiful children, and my son AJ is only just 2. So I went through a huge transformation these last 2 years. I went through a weight loss transformation where I was very dedicated to my health journey. I went through a personal inward journey as well, really analyzing the things that held me back before and trying to improve upon them so that I can, actually make it this time, let's say.
wow,
And so I went on this huge journey, and basically on the other side of it, I have really found a lot of peace in my role as an entrepreneur, and even almost as like an entrepreneur educator, because now I'm going to colleges and I'm like helping other students who want to own businesses one day. And so yes, like my confidence definitely comes from really finding my groove and finding my place in the world, is what it feels like.
that is awesome. And that's very full circle, because that's how I feel in terms of I've been at this for 30 years. So it's your education, it's your experiences, but it's the love of lifting other people up, teaching other people, guiding other people, empowering other people. So I love that. I did not know that about you, that you were doing
Oh
that.
yeah.
You're a very, you
Thank
are a very
you.
busy woman, besides the fact that you have two small children.
Thank you so much. Yes, actually, going to colleges and lecturing is one of my favorite things to do. I have to say, I really, really love it. Even when I was a college kid, I actually loved working as a TA and being the professor's assistant. So I don't think that it's totally outside my personality to ever maybe even be a teacher one day. I think I would love that.
So I want to give everyone the opportunity to, how many products do you have?
Yeah,
Sauces, products. Like, I want to know a little peek behind
sure.
Homestead hot sauce curtain here.
Okay, so we do have a lot of different products. I do talk a lot about my hot sauce products, but we've branched out. I've talked about this before, that I really do see Homesteads as like this lifestyle brand. I don't think that it's limited to just hot sauces or kitchen products, but we do have that. We've got seasonings. We have also low sodium dough pierogies. Those are a frozen product, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
Pierogi.
recipe my husband and I have come up with. And basically, our idea is that maybe Homesteads one day could be its own market with its own brand, kind of like the way Trader Joe's is. So, where Trader Joe's has like everything that's Trader Joe's, we'd have the same, but it'd be Homesteads. And so, we've been working on the pierogies, the sauces, the seasonings,
Wow.
but we also have gardening coming up. So, Homesteads Garden is also on the horizon. We've started with garden seeds. So we have our own personal secret garden. And so we've got generational seeds that we've got so
Nice.
many of them, started selling seeds. And so that's just one little thing in the Homesteads Garden atmosphere. But eventually I would love to have garden tools and garden gloves, aprons, hats, and that would like kind of lead into the Homesteads closet, which eventually, we can have like a sustainability fashion Homesteads inspired fashion line, maybe even my own red boot line.
Ooh. I like that. Do you think that because in my eyes, the hot sauce culture has just blown
Oh,
up over like the
yeah,
last
crazy.
3-4 years, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So the fact that
Yeah,
I knew you were growing some of your peppers, obviously, you mentioned about to me previously about the daddle peppers. So do you find
yeah.
that people are, so I didn't know you were selling the seeds. Do you think that it's gaining momentum, that people want to grow their own
Oh,
peppers too, or
oh
make
my
hot
gosh.
sauce?
Yes, yes. Believe it or not, our best selling e-commerce items right now on Etsy and Amazon have been seeds. Like literally, sauces sell well, but I have to say the seeds, I'm shipping seeds out multiple times a day. Like I'm getting seed orders all the time. Yes, my Shopify website is live now, actually, which I'm really proud of because we had some ups and downs with our previous website. And so now it's going really good. And so I'm really happy that we are able to offer like bundles and stuff like that because people can buy like, seeds with free shipping and sauce combos and stuff like that, which is really cool. And eventually on that website, which is shophomesteadshotsauce.com, we're going to also be able to do a drop shipping concept for our pierogi where people will order and then they'll be shipped frozen.
Yes, because I know I have had gifts that like Gold Belly. Like, if someone will send me a gift
Yes.
because I'm a celiac and I'm a I'm a pain when it comes to food. But it's that whole thing that people can gift someone and have it shipped frozen, have them ship sauces as gifts. That
Yes.
I love that you're
Thank you.
already, that one, you and your husband are doing this together, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But that you're looking at the big picture. And so
Thank
again,
you.
it's about strengthening your image, your brand, and but
Yeah.
also how you're connecting those ties to your community and further too. That's the nice thing about e-commerce, is that you're on Instagram, you get to talk to more people. Of course, I know it's a lot of fun for you to show up in person
Yes.
and share your energy and share your viewpoint, and it's just, that is very inspiring. Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people I think that's hysterical that they
Thank
refer to
you.
you as
Thank
the
you.
Venus flytrap, that you're that
Yeah,
They're
they
circling. They're going to
do.
get sucked in. They're going to get sucked in.
Yeah. Yes,
Um,
it's so funny too because like they all recognize me now for my red boots, so like all the vendors will call out to me and customers even too. Yeah, it's a good thing. Some people be like, "Oh, are the red boots on today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got them. I got them."
you better get multiple pairs of those.
I do. I have multiple pairs. Believe it or not, I have 3 pairs of red boots. 2 of them are the same pair. Just I bought them again because one pair was old and I had to get like a refreshed
You
pair.
are working.
And then the other
You're
pair
giving
is
those
like an
boots a workout.
elevated, like fancy version where it's like high knee with like a little bit of high heels. So it's like
Okay.
Western chic.
I like that. We're, again, it's balancing talking about your products with healthy but sustainability too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of aspects, but like I said, you're doing a great job of anchoring your image and your brand. And
Thank you.
obviously, I see your face out there, so you exemplify style that speaks that I
Thank
talk
you
about.
so
So
much.
I love that.
Thank you. I really love storytelling through clothes and kind of this idea of being able to create a picture that has kind of like a beginning, middle, and end, almost like a story. And lately, I've been using fashion a lot more, even leaning into it, especially since I was able to walk on New York Fashion Week. I really feel like almost like empowered to lean into it even more, and so I've been
Good.
having fun with it. Yeah.
That's the power of confidence. That's showing up and owning your beauty. I use that phrase a lot when I work with people about owning your beauty because that's that light and confidence. Yes, love it. And it's true. Anyone who's creative typically has multiple aspects to their business, and that's where you're broadening everything. So I want people to know where they can find you, where they can shop the products that you mentioned,
Yes.
and just connect with you.
Sure. Yeah, the best place to connect with me is definitely here on Instagram, which is at Maddy the Hot Sauce Girl. But I also have my YouTube channel, which is Maddy the Hot Sauce Girl. It's free to subscribe. And really, on my YouTube channel, what you're going to be getting is raw, unedited, behind the scenes looks at what it's like to be a founder who's pitching my product every day, boots on the ground. Some of the videos are a little bit longer than what you find on Instagram or TikTok because they're not edited. You really get the full idea. I do education. My lecture, which is called The Playbook for Entrepreneurs, is on my YouTube channel. It is the full lecture, and it's at Flagler College. We have 2 of those posted, so you can watch either of them. And those are great watches, definitely, if you're looking to start a business. And the other places that you can connect with me are on TikTok, which is Maddy the Hot Sauce Girl, or we also have a Homesteads account. And I would love everybody watching to show my business some love by following Homesteads Hot Sauce on Instagram, and that is Homesteads Hot Sauce. It's plural with an S, so Homesteads Hot Sauce on Instagram. And our website is shophomesteadshotsauce.com. You can also
Awesome.
find us on Amazon or Etsy.
Awesome. No, that's great because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be curious too, because even I'm surprised at how much, like you said, you're sending out seeds a couple times a day that
Yeah.
people just don't want to eat hot sauce. Now people are like, wow, I can grow peppers too. So
Yeah.
it's showing people, again, I always talk about, I give my clients tools. Well, you are giving people tools physically, now that you want to develop tools as well for the
Yeah.
garden, but the seeds
Yeah.
and the inspiration to grow the peppers and get creative with it. So I love that you have all these different avenues, and I hope that anytime Style It Speaks, RH Image, I am here because I love what you're doing, and it's
Thank
always
you.
about making it memorable and supporting other female entrepreneurs. So I am very grateful that you joined me tonight and were
Thank
able to share some
you.
of your experience, some of your advice and tips. So that's what it's about, and I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to see how things keep blossoming
Thank you
for your business.
so much. Yes, I had so much fun going live with you tonight. Thank you so much for
Thank,
having me.
thank
And
you.
yes, I'm a huge fan as well. I love everything that you're doing, supporting women and entrepreneurs. And shout out to Hot Sauce Sensei. had to do it. Yes,
Please,
who's
please,
also
yes.
been just amazing and supportive, and I'm so appreciative of the both of you. So
Thank you.
yes, thank you for having me. I had a really great time.
Fantastic. I will for sure be talking to you soon. And again, enjoy the rest of your week. And I appreciate your time and all
Yes,
your support, Maddy.
thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to stay in touch, and of course, hit me up anytime.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Maddy. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. This is the best